So, you think you're a big man. The title's always up for grabs. That was my dad, and that was the way I was raised. From when I was a little boy, my dad was a Marine. Very strict, very disciplined, and he thought he was, I don't know, a god or something to that nature. And so yeah, anytime we disagreed or anything was a little bit off, he didn't like the way we said something or did something, it could escalate very quickly. So anyways, I'm here to tell you about my freaky culture, and my 3 points that I'm going to explain to you today is being raised with discipline is a positive character building thing to have in your life. My second point is discipline is not total control. And my third thing is I was trained, not raised. So, with further ado, my first point. Being raised with discipline is a positive character building thing for a child. My parents did things a little different than most people's parents would do. My mom was very sick. And my dad, like I said, was a former Marine. And they chose their children. I had 2 siblings. I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. And my mom chose my older brother because he was the firstborn. So Josh was her baby. And then my younger brother, he was the baby of the bunch. So mom got him too. Dad took me. I was the redheaded stepchild type deal that nobody wanted. But my dad chose me. So yeah, it was done a little bit different than should have been done. But my dad raised me with a lot of discipline, which benefited me. I had to be on time. I was up on the weekends early to go work with my father, and that built a lot of discipline in itself. Because I was disciplined by my dad often, I became a very reliable employee to have. So by the time I was 15, I had 2 jobs. I lived in Tennessee. I worked at a car dealership, and I laid tile on the weekends. And then due to the discipline, I became very good at sports. I was very good at football, and I trained often. So that leads me to my second point. Discipline is not control. With my dad, he had to have complete control of every day. What you did, what you said, what you ate, that was my dad. And if we didn't agree with him, it was a fight, or at least a argument. And he was a much bigger man than me, and I really didn't want any part of that. Like, no fights. I don't want to fight with him. He'll hurt me. And then anything he did, we weren't allowed to question. We're not allowed to question him. So yeah, that just showed me that he had to be in control, and if he wasn't, he'd make sure you knew that he was in control. And that leads me to my final point. Point number 3. I was trained as a kid. I wasn't raised. This ties back to point number 2. We weren't allowed to question my dad, and he pushed his agenda on us. His beliefs, the way he thought, everything that he thought was the right way to do it, and he didn't. That's the point. Is his agenda was pushed on us as kids. So, anyways, my 3 main points were: being raised with discipline is positive. Discipline is not total control, and I was trained. I wasn't raised. My final thought on all of it, looking back, it took a long time for me to move past what my father did to me and my brothers, and it took some grace on my part to realize that he just wanted what was best, and he thought his way was the best way. But just remember, your agenda does not fit everyone. And with that, I thank you.